Hello, wonderful parents. I'm just sending you this video as a follow up in regards to our conference. Now, for those of you receiving this video, I spoke to you about your child and how your child is ready to start incorporating some styles, some tools, and techniques that will ultimately strengthen their writing. I showed you all this book right here in front of you, and as you guys went and began looking through it, in my opinion, I saw some faces that seemed a bit overwhelmed as you looked at my notes. Now, um, with that said, I just want to clear up what I meant by uh, using this book to give your child some style, some tools and techniques. Okay, so the first thing, we're not going to use all of these words that you see right here, right? We're not going to use all. But the idea is to use a few of them, a select few that are very simple that a seventh grader can handle, and then also point out some things that your child is already doing that actually have a name. So we want to identify some of these techniques that your child is already doing. All right? Now, for example, if they use a simile, analogy, or metaphor, let's go ahead and read over their papers and say, hey, do you know that that's a simile? Are you aware that that's a metaphor? And identify the things that your child is already doing. Another example of that will be right here. Okay. Now, I got this idea because this is their first paper. These are some of their first papers. I noticed that different students were starting out their paragraphs and their papers by asking a series of questions, right? And the idea then became, well, I wonder if they know that this is actually a form of writing, hyperphora. Okay? So, again, the first thing I want to do is identify the things that they are already doing, right? The second thing that I think we can accomplish, I think that we can begin to teach your children some simple tools and techniques that they can start and begin to incorporate in their writing and use that will ultimately strengthen their writing, give it some clarity, and give it some style. The first one I want to start with, and we'll go one at a time, is parallelism. That is using the same grammatical sentence structure. At this time, I'm going to show you all some examples of the students already doing this, and then I'll move ahead to examples in which students could strengthen their sentence or their papers by utilizing this tool. So let's start with the ones where students are using parallel sentence structure and how it makes their papers flow well. Here's the first example. While Mexico City is literally sinking, the amount of green space and unpolluted places are also figuratively sinking. Here we have a parallel sentence structure. We have adverb, verb, and they add something right here. Okay, they add an adjective, right, in between their noun, but they finish it off with the same sentence structure, and that is why it is still clear, and that is why this sentence is so strong. They finish it off by using adverb, verb, the same way they set it up here by using adverb, verb. So that's the first example. The second example, let's examine this one. There, and let's go ahead and make this plural, there are the rich, safe, and nice neighborhoods, and there are, as you can see, I'm encouraging this particular student to use the same sentence structure by adding there are, and then before they go on and talk about the next and make this contrast and this comparison, use there are here as well. But let's focus on what the student did do. The student used a great parallel sentence structure. Adjective, adjective, okay, adjective, noun, and as you can see, we have adjective, 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 noun. Now, here's some examples real quick where it's a different sentence structure, and it's nothing wrong with the sentence, but if we gave it some style, just using that one technique for right now, it will help. So, for example, from little shacks made of cardboard and tin to large castle-like mansions. Here, you see a different sentence structure, right? From little shacks made of cardboard and tin to, could have kept the same sentence structure and said, to large castles made of cement and brick. That would have been the same type of sentence structure, and that's what we want to encourage them to do. Here's another one. For the poor, houses are made from concrete, bricks, and scraps of wood and cardboard. For the rich, now here it changes right here. The houses look like castles with 15 rooms, a large garden, and a pool. Different sentence structure, right? As you can see, I'm labeling the grammar in which they're using right here, and we can encourage them to use the same sentence structure. And in this last one, here's the last example. We have, in conclusion, Mexico City has some neighborhoods that are wealthy and safe, while other neighborhoods are more dangerous and are poor. Right? We have some neighborhoods that are wealthy and safe, while other neighborhoods are, keep the same sentence structure. That's what we want, right? Instead, we insert this adverb here, which throws it off a little bit before the adjective, okay, and the adjective, which would have matched this and this. So that is just another example of how we can use and teach them parallelism to give their paper some clarity and style. And I think I actually have one more, and I'll end with this one. As a result, people are moving to the city from the countryside, seeking. Where could we insert some parallelism here? Well, I think better opportunities, better education, and better jobs. Just adding this adjective in before each of these nouns would be an example of using parallelism technique. So again, one thing that we want to do, let's identify what they're already doing, whether it be a simile, a metaphor, hyperphora, etc., the simple things that they're already doing. And then two, let's go ahead and teach them simple tools one at a time. So that's what I meant in our conference. And the benefits of these, obviously, their writing gets stronger. Their confidence is boosted by identifying what they already are doing. And ultimately, it'll be the best learning outcome and experience for your child, my student, hopefully.